Hey y'all, it's Mike from the Gym Therapy Pod. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new social media application Threads. The reason I want to talk about Threads is because it's a great business study and it's a great way to show exactly what's happening in the market, right? So let's take it back. Mark Zuckerberg is obviously the creator and founder of Facebook, which was founded, I want to say, 2007. He parlayed that and grew that particular business model and grew that social media platform into one of the gigantic platforms that we know today. Currently, I believe they have over 3 billion users or active users on the Facebook platform. So that's almost, it's like 25%, well, more than 25% of the actual world population, right? And then what he did after that, he went into making, well, he actually purchased Instagram for 1 billion, which was like a steal. And then grew Instagram into another big platform, which I believe has almost 2.5 billion active users, right? And it's connected to Facebook. And then after that, he had different acquisitions, obviously WhatsApp, and other things of that sort. Now he's making acquisitions like AI companies and all these other, moves that you can make. And so Zuckerberg has been doing a really, really good job and great job at building social media platforms and parlaying them into, lucrative opportunities. So the latest venture was Threads. And so Threads is basically the counterpart or let's say the copy of Twitter for Instagram. And so it takes all your data from Instagram, very seamless process to sign up for it, and you have your Threads account. Now the cool thing about Threads and why it's very crucial and very important as it comes to or pertains to investing is because Meta, well, formerly known as Facebook, is publicly traded on the stock market, and Twitter is not. And so we'll be talking about Twitter as well because it's a direct competitor to that. And so within, again, those 5 days of Threads being open or being live, they've amassed 100 million subscribers and 100 million users, which is insane. I think that's the actual record time for getting 100 million users on a platform. So what makes this a big deal is because a few days back, Twitter actually they put out a tweet, if you will, basically because people were using too much data on their platform. And so by using too much data, they were saying we're going to, hinder you from tweeting or looking at certain Twitter accounts. We only have this amount of characters, and just all types of stipulations on that. And a few days after that, Threads launched. And the cool thing about that was that it didn't have any of those stipulations, and it was very organic, and everybody kind of like ran to that. Now, the main point and the main key in this is in business. Most times when you have big players like a Meta or like a Microsoft or even like an Apple, one of the things they do and they do well, which I saw with Microsoft, they do well, is they'll see a company that is being innovative, and what they'll do, they'll just add it to their suite, right? So you can take an example is Slack. Great communication tool, but Microsoft saw what that was and made their own tool inside their suite because they have over 1 billion users and over 100 million or 200 million users that use their platform every single day for work. So they built Teams. Zoom. Microsoft saw that and incorporated video calling or video chatting inside of Teams. And so with Meta, what they saw was, hey, we have Instagram, we saw Snapchat, we're going to incorporate stories. Snapchat's still here, but nobody really uses it. We saw TikTok, so they incorporated Reels. TikTok is obviously still here, but Reels have a bigger impact because of their user base. And now we have Threads, Twitter, but now we have Threads. And so one of the key components in this is that you can replicate or you can copy, but you can make it better. And this is what Zuckerberg has been able to do over the course of these many years. And so how this pertains to the stock market is that if you look at Meta's chart, they hit a bottom of like $88, I want to say sometime last year. And that was because they were making bad investments. They put a lot of money into the metaverse, which they had to scrap because it wasn't really working. And so they made, moves. So they acquired different AI companies. They also, unfortunately, laid people off to save on expenses. And then a team recalibrated and got back to becoming innovative in what they were doing. So now the stock is currently trading at almost $245, up from 88 in a span of 67 months, which is a great swing, right? So they're going on the upside back to 300. How this affects Twitter is because now they're losing momentum. They're losing people on the platform, and Twitter only has, I want to say, 450 million. Again, while Facebook has over 3 billion, Instagram has over 2 billion, WhatsApp has over 2 billion, and Threads has over 100 million. So in the course of maybe like 5 to 6 months, Threads will have more active users on their platform than Twitter did since its inception period, right? So this is a a great lesson, but also a way that how Threads will be able to, I would say, further incorporate or further project that stock price to go up higher, right? And meanwhile, Twitter is not even publicly traded anymore, but when they went off the market, they were only trading at $53 per share, and at their height, they may have been only $88, maybe $90 at their height, and at the peak, Facebook was at $320, and like they're trading to go back to that. So, I wanted to talk again about Threads and how the implications of that will affect the stock market or affect that company's stock in a positive way, and just kind of give an idea, give a lesson saying that when it comes to like certain things in business, big corporations will copy and make their own version of it because they have all the data in a user base. And by Facebook having over 3 billion users and having all that data, it's easy to incorporate a new product and a new technology, in which they did over this past week. So again, I wanted to hop in and kind of talk about that. It's kind of the hottest thing on the market right now. But stay following that. A great story, a great platform while it's organic. So just stay up in the know of that. But again, I want to hop on here and talk about that and see how that can affect business decisions and how it can also affect the stock price and the stock value of Meta stock. As always, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And again, it's been another episode of Tactical Tuesday, and I'll see you guys next week.